So, making a triumphant return.
You again.
Light, can you hear me? I'm getting interference.
Buzz off, Hope. He does like to talk, that one. But jeepers, that was some showdown. Didn't go like I thought.
How so?
Okay, pop quiz. You get a special treat if you can tell me who showed Noel the Oracle Drive recording.
I'm guessing you?
Boy, I really underestimated the Shadow Hunter. I never expected he'd sabotage the prophecy himself.
After you went to all that trouble to set it up, my heart bleeds for you.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I didn't want it to go down any more than you. I'm happy it didn't. The world in that prophecy wasn't real. It was just a pretty fake. Like this god of yours, Benevelza. You know he's not omniscient. There are some things even he can't see.
Things he can't see. Things like this?
Oh, you're sharp as a knife, aren't you? When did you get to know so much about things? Still, I wonder if God knows his servant has her own agenda.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Are you doing okay, Light? Once upon a time, Noel was one of the leaders. He helped us in the struggle against the chaos. When the Order took the reins of power, he went underground, but he didn't disappear. He worked from the shadows to help keep the peace. Samag was alive after all, and he's been living together with the other Moogles. I'm really happy for him.
I hope you can...
Light, why don't you try feeding some of that to the chocobo?
Easy there, boy. Huh, you look strong today. What is it? Huh, is that right? You're feeling just like your old self again, are ya? I'm glad to hear it.
He's made a complete recovery. Well done, Lightning. The Angel of Valhalla is fit and ready to fight again. It's all thanks to you.
Dr. Ghazal had more to do with it than anyone. He's been learning about the Chocobo for more than a century. It's a good reminder of what people can do when they care enough and work together.
Yes, if you say so. But there's still one mystery. Who was the young woman? The one who spoke to you and to Dr. Ghazal?
I don't know, but I'm gonna follow the legend and go to that temple. Maybe I'll find her there. If I do, I want to thank her for bringing me and this Chocobo together. Ready for this? Time can't be stopped. The legendary red mushrooms. I suppose they really are extinct now. Look, don't get your hopes up, but I've got something I want to show you. This is a crim mushroom. Where in the world did you find it? Please, oh, please, I'll do anything if you'll give me that mushroom. With it, I can make the medicine. Is the mushroom all you need to make the concoction? Well, no. There are other things I'll need. This is the recipe. I'll need all of this. I'm sorry to ask, but... do you need a cure? I don't believe it. You actually got everything. Now I'll finally be able to do my final task. Words cannot express just how much this means to me. Truly. But I want to say thank you anyway. So that was your last task, to make this medicine? Yes, I want to give it to someone, but I'll have to be extra careful with this brew. I can't ruin this, not something this precious. That's right. Don't you go wasting all of my hard work. I'll take that as encouragement, I guess. I'll bet every last bit of pride I have as an apothecary on this. Do you need a cure? No substitute chocobos. The quickest way to get slug sweets.
Twisted rock formations. The bare cliffs stretch for miles around. You'll need the help of a chocobo if you want to get anywhere in this terrain. Strange to say, but people have built a village out here. Polta, inhabited by followers of the goddess Etro. The village of Polta lies in the rocky foothills near the temple. You should talk to the villagers before venturing inside.
I'll just wing it. Get back to where you belong. Don't even try. Can you see my blade? Evil. Find your way home.
Perhaps this is the result of the wave of destruction that occurred 500 years ago.
enemy straying off the main path. I have just what you...
Polta is home to people who worship the goddess Etro. It stands amongst rocky hills, near to the temple.
Every day the chaos...
Mademoiselle, might I have a word? I consider myself an expert in the culinary arts, that's cooking food to you. But I have not been able to practice my true skill these many years. My master taught me his greatest recipes, but together we only made them but one time. Now the world stands on the edge of destruction, and I fear I will never make them again.
I'd like to help, but about the only dish I can cook is behemoth steak on a campfire.
What I need is much simpler than that. I require only a few small but vital ingredients.
Which you can't find.
Exactement. Especially in this day and age.
All right, if I find any, I'll bring them to you.
Mademoiselle, merci beaucoup. With those ingredients, I'll once again be able to craft the masterpieces of my forebears. Welcome. May I help you? What is this? Incroyable! Never did I think anyone would be able to find these ingredients. I shall pour my heart and my soul into crafting this dish. I shall return. It is ready. I have made it at last. The legendary dish, the Nora Special.
Nora Special. Somehow, that sounds familiar.
I doubt that, mademoiselle. It is a name that only a select few elite chefs are familiar with. It is a dish no longer served, a legendary recipe that was almost lost to the mists of time. A dish last sampled 1,000 years ago, or so the stories say.
For something that's so legendary, there's not much to it. It's not all that fancy or complicated. But at the same time, it smells great, like good home cooking.
Vraiment. On the tongue, it is a reassuring pleasure. It evokes sun-dappled afternoons on the seashore, a masterpiece of subtlety. It has been passed down to me over 1,000 years. From one generation of chefs to the next, the recipe copied 100 times. Until it came to me from my master. To make this dish is the greatest honor a chef can know. Somewhere my master is watching and is proud. Please, you must have this, as a token of my eternal gratitude.
The Nora Special. It reminds me of a place near the water.
Another disaster! Those woolly-headed ovine have done it again! What goes on in those tiny heads of theirs? Why do they do this?
Sounds like you have more sheep trouble.
I'd say I do! The fuzzy sheep have effected a mass escape! Every single one of them gone!
Doctor, you must calm down.
What? Oh, sorry. You could hear me from over there?
They could hear you back in Luxarian, I'd say.
Oh, it's just I'm so upset. This young lady is Millie, a good friend of mine. Now, Millie, did you need something?
Nothing. It's just that, well, I think I know why the sheep ran away.
You do? Pray tell.
Last night, I heard some kind of ruckus around the pens. I couldn't tell what it was, but I'm thinking it must have put the sheep into a panic. Maybe it was some kind of monster, and it tried to get at the sheep.
I see. So the sheep were terrorized by the occurrences of the night. Something reminded them of it, and they bolted en masse. Well, that certainly would explain their behavior. But I'm no closer to getting them back. It is near impossible to herd a whole flock of panicked sheep. The only thing that could drive them back is something bigger and scarier than what they saw in the night. Something like a chocobo.
I still remember Sarah. How could I forget? It was our hometown, the place we grew up. Bodum. You always used to order this at that cafe you loved. You'd make me get it too. Even now, 1,000 years later, something of that time has survived.
Words are not enough to express the depth of my gratitude, but thank you.
Don't lose him again.
Indeed, that mystery remains unsolved. Why did they flee in the first place? Millie suggested that a monster put a scare into them. She's nowhere to be seen. That's not like her.
Things to do, maybe?
Yes, perhaps, but I'm a bit worried. She seems a little troubled in recent days.
If I see her, I'll talk to her.
I'd be grateful if you did. Ah, I almost forgot the most important thing of all. I must present you with your just reward.
What was I thinking? I'm a fool.
What are you talking about?
Well... All right, I'll confess. It was me who did it. I was the one who made all the sheep run away like that. There was no monster. There never was. In the dead of night, I saddled up a chocobo and rode around the pens, whooping and shouting.
And that's what panicked the sheep? But why would you do that?
Well, it's complicated. You see, I really wanted to give Dr. Sheep a reason to talk to you.
So that's what this has been all about. Wouldn't it have been easier to just introduce us, like normal people do?
He's been excited ever since he heard about your arrival in the Wildlands. But he's terribly shy, the doctor. He'd never be able to just approach a stranger, no matter how much I prodded him. Not in normal circumstances, it just wasn't going to happen, so I came up with a plan. I had to make him desperate enough that he'd totally need your help. Then he'd have to talk to you.
So you chased away all the sheep. That threw the doctor into a total panic. You figured that in his desperation, he'd forget his shyness and talk to me.
It does sound crazy looking back on it, but it worked. Except that since then, the sheep have been incredibly nervous and high-strung. Any little thing is enough to set them off stampeding out of their pens and into the wilderness.
Cannot be good for them.
I know, I feel terrible about the whole thing. All I wanted to do was help the doctor, but instead I've made him worried sick. Not to mention, years of research almost went down the toilet.
If you're really sorry, you should tell the doctor what you did.
No, I couldn't. What if he ended up hating me?
If you don't, he's gonna keep worrying about what scared his sheep in the first place. Are you okay with that? You care for each other, don't you? Then tell him the truth.
Care for each other? What do you mean? That is to say, yes, we do, but...
You said it yourself. He's a very shy man, but he talks to you easily enough. Seems to me he thinks of you as something more than just a colleague. Just talk to him. He'll understand.
All right, I will. Thank you so much. You've been so kind to me, despite all the trouble I caused you.